YouTube, Wildcat Piper here, coming to you from the Wildcat Lounge. Tonight I've been smoking Christoph Sumatra. It's been a good smoke. I've enjoyed it. Been whittling away on it here for about a half hour and watching some videos. And there's something going on in the community that's kind of bothering me. And so I just thought I'd bring it up to your attention to see if you guys have noticed the same thing. But all of a sudden, all of these nice looking beards are being trimmed and cut off. Just saw a video of Woody. He shaved his off, shaved his head. Yesterday I told you about Hellman trimming his down. Still looks really good, but he trimmed his down a lot. Was watching a video last night from JB's beard, and he's wanting to cut his off. I don't understand it. All these beards I envy, and they've cut them off. Now I can understand it if your beard looked like this. Most people probably would shave it off too, but I'm still thinking something can be made of it. We'll see. I'm going to let it go for now, and maybe when the summer comes, I'll trim it down too. Went to the doctor today, had some blood work done, had a physical done. That is a good time. You know, it's bad enough to cough, turn your head and cough, but then now because I'm 53, they got to do other stuff. You got to do the bend over, you know, and he inserts a telephone pole up your hind end. That's never fun. And I don't think I've even told you guys this, but I go to my doctor, family practitioner, is a children's doctor. And I didn't know that either. So let me tell you something. He was just as uncomfortable about doing it as I was about receiving it. And that was funny. Because he kept doing the conversation. You could tell he was really kind of prolonging it. And then finally he said, well, I guess we better get this done. So we did that. And as you all know, I've been dealing with pulmonary embolisms, blood clots. I've had 2 cases where they've been in my lungs. And so I talked to him, and he's got me an appointment set up next week with a hematologist. I just want to go and talk to him about, because they still don't know what it is I have that keeps causing these clots. And right now I'm on Xarelto, and I really want to know what the long-term effects of it are. You've seen those scary commercials about people getting internal bleeding and all this stuff from Xarelto, and it's a little scary. So I just want to talk to him and say, hey, what are the long-term effects? Can we run some more tests? Can we see what's going on with it? I have a clotting issue, meaning that my blood clots too fast, and that's obviously that's what causes the blood clots. And so I just want to find out, you know, what can I do? You know, I've never had this issue before. Growing up, I've never had, you know, any clotting issues. I just started getting these pulmonary embolisms last fall. I want to know what's going on. So he's got my appointment set up, and we'll go check that out. It's been beautiful here. Yesterday it was extremely windy. I think they say we had wind gusts of 50 miles an hour. There were some places around central Kentucky that got hit pretty hard, roofs being blown off and trees being blown onto houses and things like that. And um, so it's been a little crazy. Today wasn't quite as warm, but it was pretty sunny. I think it was in the low, 63, 64, 62, something like that. And after I got done with the doctors, I went back to work, finished the day up, came home, took a short nap, grabbed my cigar, came out here, and now we're talking. And really wanting to try and get some spring cleaning done. I've got a tree in the backyard I want to cut down, and I want to build a fire pit around that spot, actually incorporating the tree stump as part of my campfire, or the fire pit. And I got some work in the front yard, clean out the bushes, trim the bushes, just a bunch of different things like that. I got some grass seed I need to plant. And on top of all that, it's springtime. And here at my house, the springtime, you know what that means? Possums. For some reason, my whole yard is fenced in, and they walk along the top of the fence. My neighbors' yards are all fenced in, and so they're walking along the top and down. They got their own little highway until Layla sees it. Layla will take off running after him, jump up, and try and knock him off the fence. She's done that a couple of times. One time, a couple of years ago, she knocked a mother possum off of the fence and started slinging it around, and babies were flying off of the mom. I went crazy. Just a little bit about myself. I love meat. I love to eat meat. I love to eat lots of meat. But I'm not the hunter. I can't go out and shoot or bow like some of you guys are really, into that. I'm not. And so I don't like to see my dog slinging a possum around and babies flying off of it. Went and grabbed a hold of it, and went and grabbed my dog, took her inside, went and looked at the possum. Possum was laying on the side, mouth open. I thought, this thing is dead. So I went back inside to get a box because I saw the babies crawling around on the grass, and I wanted to gather them up. And right before I come out, the mother sits up and walks, picks up, I think, two of the babies, and takes off. But there are 3 still in the yard. So I gathered them up, called what are they called? The animal place. Just slipped my mind. And called them up to go drop the little pets off. And so the babies were pink and no fur, and I wrapped them up in a blanket, and Humane Society. And I took them to the Humane Society and they had a drop-off cage. Put them in the drop-off cage, and hopefully they lived. I don't know if they did or not inside that blanket. I left the blanket there and everything because I was worried they would freeze to death by the time they got out to them, because it was early in the morning and they weren't at work yet, and I didn't want them little babies to freeze until, before they got there. And Layla has killed a few of them, and that's not fun. But she's a dog. That's what dogs do, I guess. And so I've got some spring things I need to accomplish, get done, if I can just find the time to do it. And but I hope everybody's doing well. I'm enjoying this Christoph Sumatra. It's a very good cigar. Has burned great all the way down. It came with a little pigtail in the end. I cut that off and lit it with a match, and it has burned great. And so, hear my dogs barking. They are going crazy. So anyway, I better get off here. Layla's going nuts. Hope you guys are doing great. Blow some smoke rings in the air. But above all, my friends, be blessed. I'll talk to you soon.